get out of your head. Get over yourself. Your horse really needs you to. If you're not going to do it for yourself, do it for your horse. I have been trying to let go of being a perfectionist for a long time. Part of that is being a parent. Part of that is self-preservation and self-care. Just learning that being a parent, running businesses, being a partner, having lots of animals, living a wholehearted life, I got to let something go. And being perfect is one of those things. And the horses have helped me with that. So letting go of perfectionism, creating a meditation practice, learning some breath work, getting intentional about your breathing, being aware of your breathing, having some kind of practice around that. Gratitude journaling, let's just put that on the list.
Yeah.
And reframing your negative self-talk.
And try some silent and half speed grooming while you're at it.
Welcome to the Herd is Calling podcast. This is where we break free from conventional norms to explore the art, science, and wonder of the horse-human connection. I'm Josh Williams, and together with my wife Victoria, we're your hosts. Our mission is to inspire and empower you to improve the lives of horses. Subscribe to the Herd is Calling on Substack for behind-the-scenes stories and unique content. Now, let's get to the episode.
Hello, journeyers.
Hello. Today we're talking about getting over ourselves for our horse's sake. Yes, for goodness sake.
For goodness sake, let's get over ourselves.
Yourself, yes. How to get out of our heads and into the moment so that we can be the human that our horse needs.
That sounds lovely. All right, so how do we go about this?
Well, I'm thinking about something I heard the other day on Glennon Doyle's podcast.
Love it.
She was interviewing Tig Notaro.
Okay.
And I think Tig Notaro was quoting Marianne Williamson, but I'm not totally sure. But she basically said...
This is like the inception of quotes.
Right. Just want everybody to get to the credit that they deserve. But
yeah, that's important.
she said, nothing matters and nothing matters.
Wait, nothing matters?
No. And, I mean, yes, nothing matters and nothing matters.
Wow. Okay, I feel like this needs a little explanation. Are we connecting this to horses today?
Yes, we are. Yes.
Okay.
So the idea is that do the thing that's scary. Live big.
Okay.
Don't live small. Do the thing that you're worried about doing. Just go for it. All in. Just do the thing because it doesn't matter. Nothing matters.
God, I love that. It takes so much pressure off.
Right? And I didn't even get to the and part.
Okay.
If you fail or if you succeed, it doesn't matter.
Wow.
Because nothing matters. So the idea is to not be attached to the outcome of whatever you do. Do the thing all the way because why not do the thing all the way? Right.
So it's really like a call to action to live fearlessly.
Yes. I like that. Exactly. Courage.
Yeah.
Yeah, courage. And
real
of course,
courage, yeah.
True courage. And of course, true courage is the offshoot of vulnerability. Like being willing to show up in all your glory.
Right.
I
love that.
I was thinking about a story that I have from my past, way back in the archives.
Okay.
Early on in my career, I was given the opportunity to show a horse that was a great horse. He was amazing. I actually almost forgot about this horse until this story popped into my mind and remembered what a special guy he was. He was a very talented reining horse, had been a finalist at the NRHA Futurity as a 3-year-old, and I can't remember how old he was by the time I got my hands on him, but got the opportunity to show him at a regional event for his owners. who were promoting him as a stallion, as a breeding horse. It was a big deal. These were people who were new to the industry and really trying to make their mark. So they were putting a lot of pressure on me, and I was putting a lot of pressure on myself at the time. I fully prescribed to perfectionism as the way. I thought that was just how you lived.
Right.
And in fact, it's what drew me to reining as a sport and as a career in the beginning, because
perfectionism's basically baked into the code of reining.
Yes, exactly. I mean, the rule book states, and I'm paraphrasing, and I'm not going to get this perfect because it's been a while since I've looked at the rule book, but basically it says a reining horse should willfully guide, and any movement that the horse does on their own, of their own volition, of their own will, is to be deemed not willful, not at the will of the rider, and therefore undesirable.
Wow, that is interesting.
Right?
Yeah, because good reining horses, I mean, they're amazing. We watch them on YouTube. We admire them. We think they're incredible. But
I still love reining. I
absolutely.
love it. I think it's a beautiful discipline. But and two things can be true.
Two things can be true at once. This is one of our manifestos.
Yes, that there are some problems baked into that. And one of them is that perfectionism is a fool's errand, I think, and can create all sorts of problems when you're working with horses. And so back to the story, my horse, this spectacular horse that I got the chance to ride, it had always been a dream to ride, super easy, would do all the things without much effort on my part. And I get in the show pen, and sure enough, he's chargy, he's too strong, he's bracy, he's going too fast.
Wow.
I take him in two hands and start to do the obligatory schooling scenario where I just basically blow the class, don't admit to myself or to anybody watching that I have made a mistake. I take the horse in two hands and start schooling him off pattern, because that's what you do, and rather than not look perfect.
Interesting.
You take a zero and school.
Like basically two hands means normally you're riding one-handed.
Yes, right? It means you're throwing in the towel. You just need to school your horse.
Okay.
It's a little bit of a cop-out, and I am very guilty of using it more than I should have, rather than just riding through the fact that things weren't going perfect. I had a guy help me one time early in my career who said, it's not if something goes wrong in the show pen, it's when. So you have to learn how to mitigate those circumstances. I wish I had him in my ear that day, but I hadn't met him yet. So I blow the class, basically instead of tuning into the moment, sort of embracing the joy of the moment, the opportunity that I was given at a young age to get to show at this level on a horse that was clearly, had way more experience and ability than I did at that time. Instead of just kind of feel that and use that to fuel the moment, I got scared. And rather than acknowledge my fear, I hid it by schooling.
Yeah.
And taking a big fat goose egg for my trouble.
Wow.
So I got home. I was fully bummed out, completely felt like a failure. A couple days later, my farrier was out, and I was telling him about what happened. And he said, you're just afraid. It sounds to me like it's all about fear for you. And I was like, what? No, what are you talking about? And he said, yeah, it's fear. It's one of two things. It's fear of failure or fear of success.
Oh.
Yes.
Man.
And so
Ouch.
I thought about it, and I was like, man, he might be right. Now when I think about that situation, I think about he had it almost right. And it wasn't, the problem wasn't the fear. The problem was that I didn't acknowledge the fear. Right? I didn't name it.
Okay.
I was sort of ashamed that I was afraid.
Right.
And that's what created the hole in which I fell.
Wow. That's powerful, because we talk a lot about the equine industry and different horse cultures, and it could be as simple as just the culture at somebody's barn. And something that we talk a lot about is how a lot of people are fearful because they don't really know horses, and you were fearful for different reasons. At that time, you actually did know horses and know what you were doing, because you'd been probably put in your 10,000 hours even at that point in your early to mid 20s. But the majority, 99.9% of horse people, haven't put in that kind of time. And it can be scary when things don't go right. And there's a lot of status and there's a lot of ego around horses, and you don't want to show fear. And when you hide fear, strange things start to happen.
Yeah. I mean, basically, for me, I checked out and left my horse hanging. And I was thinking about it from his perspective, and the word that came to mind was rude. Rude. You haul him to the show, you make him come to this scary place. I ride in raining, you ride out to a big, huge arena all by yourself. Everybody's looking at you, all these eyes staring at you.
Got judges with notepads.
There was 3 judges. It was people in the stands.
You're in a starchy shirt and a stiff hat.
A little uncomfortable. And then I say, "Okay, horse, see ya." Just checked out. And so of course he got chargy. Of course he got bracy. Of course he wasn't the horse that I was used to riding at home. So horses feel the emotion and react to it in the moment. I was hiding the emotion. I was suppressing it.
Right.
I was pretending that wasn't how I was feeling.
Okay.
I hid it under, the facade of being cool and acting like I was fully in control and taking him into 2 hands and, schooling him through the pattern, making him get round and bend and do all the things that made it sort of look like I was in control and that it was just sort of my horse's fault. But boy, it sure wasn't my horse's fault at all.
And they can sense an incongruency, just like a mountain lion.
That's exactly it. Like all of a sudden I'm a stranger. I'm not riding him the way I rode him at home.
He's like, who is this person?
Yeah. Who's this scared, bracy, anxietal thing on my back?
Right.
So.
Or he may have even trusted you enough to know that if you're feeling that way, something's wrong in the environment. And we need to get out of here.
Right.
Right. Things are not right. I can't just relax and be in the bit and be collected and.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Okay.
And a beautiful reining pattern, just like anything done with a horse, it's only beautiful when it's done without tension and it's done in a relaxed fashion, and it looks like the horse is kind of having fun and part of the process.
Right.
So, so that was what happened, and
tough story.
It's a tough one. I got lots of them. Because one thing we know about working with horses, it's a humbling experience. It's a good way to kill your ego. Unfortunately, my ego was hard to kill, so I have a lot of stories. I often tell my students, learn from my mistakes.
Hey friends, Josh here. We've launched a free community for The Herd is Calling. It's on Substack. Subscribe to join thoughtful discussions and access exclusive content. It's as easy to use as social media, but so much better because social media. Am I right? In the words of John Lennon, a dream you dream alone is only a dream, but a dream you dream together is reality. Like the wisdom of the herd, we are stronger together. Click the link nearby to subscribe and get in on the conversation. Now, back to the pod.
If you could go back and coach yourself, knowing what you know now at that time, what would you do?
What would I do? Well, I don't even think I'd heard the word mindfulness at that age. I had no idea about being attuned.
I don't even think there were yoga studios.
No.
In our early 20s.
Right. I mean, this was I think I was 22.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, I was very young.
It wasn't that long ago, but.
No. Right. So, but mindfulness is how you combat this situation, right?
Okay.
It's all about getting in the moment, being present, cultivating your ability to focus on what's happening right now. That practice helps you manage difficult emotions. When we can manage those difficult emotions, we're able to sort of take a step back, observe what's happening, and even accept what's happening without judging it. That's the key. Without creating all these stories around it or these sort of negative belief systems around how we're feeling in that moment. We create stories around how we're feeling, juxtaposed to what a horse does. A horse just feels the thing until they don't feel the thing, and then they move on. Mindfulness, which is just the ability to observe and notice without attaching good or bad to it.
Okay. Easier said than done, for sure.
Exactly.
Especially if you're talking to a 22-year-old perfectionist Rainer
out on her own,
trying to make a name for herself on her own for the first time.
Yeah.
I wonder how you would get through to that person.
Yeah. I mean, looking back, I remember I didn't have many friends that day. I didn't have anybody really there looking after me that day. And that's where supportive community, is really important, I think. Somebody who could have seen what was happening and not being so attached to the outcome for their own personal gain, i.e. owners, owners of horses. A lot of owners just are like, why? I paid you to ride this horse. I've paid you to win on this horse. Let's get it done. And so, yeah. That's part of it. But I think just the confidence that comes with experience. Like, I just didn't have the experience
So in some ways you may have needed to go through that, because another statement from our manifesto, mistakes and failures are the most data-rich experiences in life.
Exactly. I just saw somebody post on Twitter and a meme or something, and it was, just realize that learning a new thing means I have to suck at it for a while.
Yep.
So,
just know you're going to suck for a while. Keep doing, you'll suck a little less, and then eventually you'll suck so little that you're actually pretty good.
Exactly.
But even then, occasionally you're just still going to suck.
It's going to suck sometimes. Exactly. Totally. And
Michael Jordan missed over half of his shots. He shot just under 50%, and he's the greatest of all time.
And he didn't go, I'm not going to shoot as much.
No, he did not.
He went, I need to shoot more.
Exactly.
Because that's how I'll make more shots. It's good stuff.
So I wonder if for our listeners, if we had any just really practical advice, things that if I was listening that I could go out and practice tomorrow.
We have some techniques that we teach in our Journey Experience program.
Okay.
My Horse Journey. We have a technique for mindfulness called silent and half-speed grooming.
That really changes people's perspective. Simple but powerful.
Exactly. It's just exactly what, I could give no explanation of silent and half-speed grooming, and you could just go do your grooming repertoire or routine in silence and at half speed, and you would notice stuff.
Yes, you will notice stuff.
Yeah, we had a client do it, and we got a text from him that said, it just said, interesting things happening at silent and half speed.
It did.
I loved it.
Yeah, he had a moment on that exercise.
It was a big deal. It was at a Epiphany Bridge.
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah. I was just going to say that's an antidote exercise. Everything in society is based on how can I get it done the fastest, most efficient way possible. And we're basically saying do the exact opposite.
Right. It's a salve. It's an elixir. It's some kind of something in that way. And so, of course, that's something you can try with your horse.
Okay, so silent and half speed. Okay, that's pretty self-explanatory.
We recommend setting aside one day a week where you do something with your horse that way. If you can have your whole barn day that day be silent, have speed, that's great. But if that's not doable, just have your grooming routine be silent, have speed, or your mounting routine, or your tacking up routine, whatever it is, just be intentional and slow down and stop talking. And that will help. Josh teaches meditation in our horse journey. Meditation is what everybody will tell you is the secret to mindfulness. And along with that, breath work, mindful breathing is a way to that.
Yeah, the beauty of meditation is you don't have to go anywhere, you don't have to buy anything. It all happens within yourself. And the easiest hack to that is through breath work. So we teach some techniques about that. So we'll probably do a whole separate podcast just on meditation. And we do teach some of those exercises in our challenge.
Yeah, exactly. That are specific to the equestrian. But another sort of hack or hot take for mindfulness and for fighting the in your head demons, getting over yourself, is gratitude. Right? So that can be done through journaling.
Right.
And of course, meditation is a practice that will help you understand and feel gratitude.
Right. Yeah. And we have exercises where we actually have a gratitude meditation where we really drill down on the gratitude part. One thing that really hurts people around horses is fear and anxiety, and that you just cannot feel fear and gratitude at the same time. But gratitude is practice, and you can actually practice it. And don't sleep on the journaling. It's so darn simple, and it just works. Think of things you're grateful for and literally write them down. It will change your mindset.
It really does, which
instantly,
in a way that will change your life.
Yeah.
Which will change your life with your horse too.
And they feel it. They
really, really do. I mean, it's like if you could do one thing, do that to start.
Yeah. If you forget everything else, just do that. And remember, nothing matters.
Mindfulness journaling and nothing
except for gratitude.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So the last sort of quick hack into getting out of your head, getting over yourself for your horse's sake is self-compassion. Being kind to yourself will actually help you be a better horse person. That means reframing negative self-talk. That means mindfulness meditation. Again, back to the meditation. That means self-care. Something I've been doing is treating my horse practice, my horse time, my sessions of training my horses as self-care. Instead of being like, oh my God, I gotta get these horses trained, or they're just gonna like waste away and nobody's gonna be able to deal with them. I use my horse training practice as my own self-care practice. So it's something that I do because I love it. So I make sure that's the intention that is behind the time that I spend with the horses. Even when I'm training them, even when I'm trying to get them farther along in their process, it's still something that I am trying to cultivate my own joy, my own self-preservation. It's something I do because I love it, and for no other reason than that. Just because
it's a powerful reframe. Yeah. Remember, I think our second journey cohort, one of our students didn't think they had time to do it, and they almost didn't do it, and they did.
Right.
And at the end, they said that time talking on coaching calls, going to lessons, working with her horse was the only little bit of self-care she really had that week. So, and that was a beautiful thing for her to realize, and a nice reframe.
Yes, exactly. So to circle back and conclusion.
Yeah, let's put a ribbon on this.
Let's do that. Get out of your head. Get over yourself. Your horse really needs you to. If you're not going to do it for yourself, do it for your horse. I have been trying to let go of being a perfectionist for a long time. Part of that is being a parent. Part of that is self-preservation and self-care. Just learning that being a parent, running businesses, being a partner, having lots of animals, living a wholehearted life, I gotta let something go. And being perfect is one of those things. And the horses have helped me with that. The horses help me live into that. So letting go of perfectionism, creating a meditation practice, learning some breath work, getting intentional about your breathing, being aware of your breathing, having some kind of practice around that. Gratitude journaling, let's just put that on the list.
Yeah.
Do that. And reframing your negative self-talk.
And try some silent and half-speed grooming while you're at it. And remember, if you can only change something for your horse's sake, that's great. Just do it like that.
Yeah. What he said.
Okay, till next time. May the horse be with you.
Bye-bye.
I hope you enjoyed the show today. We'd love for you to join our free Substack community for The Herd is Calling. Connect with us, engage in thoughtful discussions, and access exclusive content. Click the link nearby to subscribe. It's so easy and totally free. We appreciate you listening, and as always, may the horse be with you.